Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 25th episode of the Speaking Nerd podcast, the place to talk about things comics, movies, TV, video games, and everything nerdy, including answering your guys' questions. So we put it out there, I guess, like a week ago. You guys have, brought us a ton of questions, which I've looked through. And, first, right off the bat, I'm just going to say that I appreciate everybody that sent in something. Um, uh, Also, another thing that I want to note is that some questions I might have tweaked a little bit just to sound a bit better. And I know I'm just hoping that it keeps within the same spirit of that question. But yeah, we have about 25 questions here for the 25th episode, and we're just gonna, pipe through, talk about it for a little bit, and, answer it kind of one by one. So, starting off from Carl Spam on Instagram. What are you guys' all-time favorite game ever, ever, ever? I had to be sure to put that ever, ever, ever in there. So,
Ever.
yeah,
How many
that's
evers are we talking?
three of them, three evers in that question. So,
I love this guy already.
I guess I'll go first with favorite
Yeah,
game of all time.
you're the
Um,
ultra gamer here.
oh man, that's tough. I mean, I play a lot of video games, but I can't say favorite, but like right now, uh, I've gone back to God of War 2018. I love that game. I basically played that game to completion back when it came out. Like I literally spent a whole summer on that, and I got the platinum trophy. That's how much uh, I love that game. So, what about you, AJ? What's your favorite game ever, ever, ever?
Ever.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big question. Um, I do have to say, I've never played God of War, like any of those games.
Hmm.
Is there multiple games?
There's
I
like
don't know.
a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay. Um, the my favorite might be predictable based on my name, but my favorite game of all time, I'd say, is probably Arkham Asylum.
Good choice. Good choice.
Because I mean, this I've played it a bunch of times, and the Arkham series itself played an important role in my in past few years. Got me into a lot of great YouTubers, and the story of the Arkham series, beginning with Arkham Asylum, is amazing.
Hmm. Go check out my review in the top right corner there.
Wow,
It's my channel.
shameful plug.
It's my channel. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So, Swifty, what is your
Technically, it's our channel.
favorite game ever, ever, ever?
My favorite game is Assassin's Creed 2. Uh, it has been for like maybe since it came out. Probably I'd say it's been my favorite game. I always go back to it, and I always have fun. It never gets old for me. And I think the gameplay was really innovative. The story is probably, in my opinion, the greatest video game story, character-based story ever written. Um, and the fact that we get to follow the character for two more games after that is a pleasure.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like Assassin's Creed has taken some bad turns before, but I think that the first few games are like perfect, and Assassin's Creed 2 is to me the perfect video game. So that's my favorite video game ever.
Awesome. Um, yeah, I can't really say much about Assassin's Creed. I haven't really dug into it myself. I own a couple of the
I
games, but it's just like I just like I haven't got around to them yet. But that's
I
definitely
I own I own that one actually
uh
because of Swifty.
yeah, it's like Assassin's Creed 2, that's definitely like one on my list for like stuff to play in the near future. But
Yeah, it's a great game. I recommend it to anybody who hasn't played it. So
awesome.
Actually, someone asked me the other day what my like top three favorite. Well, it was like top five or top three favorite games. I even had a Nintendo one on there, but that'll probably get some people mad.
Yeah. Well, that said, I think we should just move on to the next question from Mikey Evanson. I hope I'm pronounced
Evanson.
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 There's going to be a lot of that throughout this Q&A, so sorry for the mispronunciations and all that. But his question is, what is something good about Arrow and Flash, and what do you think makes it good? He, at first, like, okay, this one I tweaked just a little bit because he wanted us to name
Every season,
which
would have taken a while.
which yeah, would have taken a while, and we don't have the time for that. So I just kind of condensed it down to one.
Yeah, that could be an entire video itself.
Yeah. So I just put it down to like one. I'm just gonna say one thing for both shows, and I guess for me, just kind of starting off, I would say for the Flash, like for me, it's like the first season is pretty much the best thing of that show. Like it had a great cast, it had an amazing villain. It pretty much set the foundation for superpowers in the Arrowverse, and I'm gonna call it the Arrowverse because I don't give a shit about its new name.
Actually, Greg Berlanti called it the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
In the special after Superman and Lois.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like that about the Flash is the best thing. For Arrow, I would say I'm more talking like just early stuff. One of the things I loved about Arrow when it started was how different it was to anything else we've seen at that point. They took a new direction with that character, and for the most part, like that first season was really good, and it still holds up extremely well. So I'd say just the overall, beginning of Arrow is probably the best thing about it, in my opinion. What about you, AJ? What would you say for both Arrow and Flash? Something good.
I proudly name myself the head honcho of Arrowverse fandom.
Mm-hmm.
And my Twitter name right now is I am the Green Arrow. So I have a lot to say about the Arrowverse in general. Arrow and Flash have both been very near and dear to my heart ever since I first watched them. The best things about Arrow was just how gritty and down to earth the first two seasons were, and the fifth season, and how they actually made the superheroes on television feel real and just cool in general.
Mm-hmm.
and the first season of Arrow was just a great story, a great villain. I mean, great individual stories, like the episode 19, I believe, Salvation.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite superhero stories in general. Flash, as you said, it set the standard for for superpowers in the Arrowverse.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Cavanaugh masterfully plays the Eobard Thawne. I think he does really great in that role, and just it's a really solid season, really great season. So is season 2, and I love the cast, I love the writing, just a lot of great stuff.
Yeah. What about you, Swifty? Do you have anything to say on this question? Something good about Arrow and Flash, and why do you think it's good?
I would say that the first season, I would say what AJ said. The first, second, and fifth season of Arrow is probably my favorite. Not to say the other seasons are bad. Each of them are good in their own way, except one of them that we're not going to talk about. And I would say I do love the grittiness, and I just love Oliver's drive of why he is Arrow. From the beginning of the show, I mean, I started watching that show when it first came out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that summer, I I was like or the summer after it came out, I was really into it, and it played a big part in my childhood of kind of coming into my teen years, and I binged that show, man. And I will say I kind of got out of it towards like the latter part of the 2010s, maybe 2018. Um, just it wasn't as close to me anymore. But now looking back, I love the drive of Oliver, and I think it took some nice twists and turns in the show. And I'd say for Flash, I would agree as well. It started superpowers in the Arrowverse, which it needed, I think, if they were gonna, obviously go in the direction of connecting shows.
Mhm.
And I think the first season was freaking amazing. Um, Again, I watched that when it first came out, and I was in love with it. Um, the Killer Frost episode still is awesome. Um, so yeah, and I would say that also, I guess it goes hand in hand because the drive of Barry Allen is always going to be his mother's death and kind of avenging his father who was wrongly accused,
Mhm.
which I love. And then on top of that, I think the story development of Barry is pretty good for the first few seasons, I would say.
Mhm.
But 5 was trash. So I'm not. We're
It was,
not going to talk about
that
the
was
bad. We're just talking
that
about the
was
good.
that was absolute garbage too.
uh,
But yeah,
yeah.
so that's what I have to say. Swifty's no good opinion.
The actors were great too. Like Grant Gustin, Stephen Amell are very solid actors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they definitely like as lead characters, they do an incredible job, and even like,
Yeah.
uh, having a connection between the both of them, like their relationship is, you know,
I I I live for this, like, just talking.
yeah, it's just whenever they're in the room together, it's like it always is something good. Um,
Yeah.
so thank you, Mikey, for that question, and yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good one. Okay, moving on
That's my
to
boy.
your boy. Next, from at Dr. Fett on Twitter, what's your favorite live action casting for a superhero? Wow.
This is a good one.
Just gonna lay that right on me. It's for all of us. For me, I'm gonna go a little like off the grain of like Marvel and DC. I'm gonna go Ron Perlman as Hellboy. I think
Oh,
Interesting.
that's great.
I love
I
it.
agree with that.
Like
That's great.
he pretty much like that.
Ron.
Like he did pretty much everything perfectly. He made those movies. I mean, the supporting cast they did a great job as well, but like he really was the, the driving force for everything, and he played that part perfectly. I really wish we could have gotten a third movie instead of the reboot, which we shall not speak of here. But like,
No.
but like whether it's live action or even like animated, he did such a amazing job. But Swifty, what would you say is your favorite live action casting?
Did you say Swifty?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Switching it up.
Gosh, that's hard. It's a really hard question. There's a lot of great superhero movies, as you know, and the ones that are great hold up so well because of how believable the cast is. So that's a hard question. I would say, I don't know if this is definitive or not, but I think for now I'm gonna say, just because I can't think of anything else, the Nolanverse cast, just the whole cast
Okay, yeah.
of that universe. I think that one thing I disagree with Kevin Conroy on is his kind of conclusion that Christian Bale was a good Batman but not a good Bruce Wayne. But I disagree. Or maybe it was the other way around. Whatever it is, I think he was good as both.
Mm-hmm.
Because what people need to understand is that's the universe's version of what he's supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, I've said in the past, I'm a big believer in just going by the comics. I don't give a shit about your fucking director's vision. I want to see my vision. It's coming off the comic book page. That's what I
Yeah.
want to see. But I mean, there's extreme cases like in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like that's his vision, and I want to see that because it was what was supposed to happen, and we never got it, and all that. But I would say, like something like Matt Reeves' Batman, I don't want to see. Oh, this is what we're gonna see. It's his vision. I want to see the vision that you and me and Ultra all wanted to see on the big screen when we read The Killing Joke or whatever.
Mhm.
But I'd say the closest thing to comic greatness on the big screen is probably that or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Um, that's really all.
Yeah. How about you, AJ?
I was
Favorite?
expecting an applause.
Yeah,
I'm just
it
kidding.
is. I'll edit it in later. Don't worry.
I'm prepared to make everyone mad, including at least 99% of Twitter.
Wait, Ultra, real quick. I just want to tell you guys, I was also debating on saying the Snyderverse Batman and Superman. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm prepared to make everyone mad and go by my favorite superhero film of all time, which is Superman the movie.
Yep.
Because Christopher Reeve is
Oh
the
God, I forgot about Chris
is
Reeve.
is the definitive superhero casting, and he lived the part. Christopher Reeve in real life
Yeah.
was
Was
basically
Superman.
Superman. Yeah, because he's one of the kindest men I've ever seen in like the public realm. And
I want to switch mine now.
it was terrible what happened to him in his later life, but he just continued being kind.
Yeah, he continued to be a shining light. I would say.
And he defined Superman nearly as much as the creators did.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, take Tyler Hoechlin as Superman and Superman Lois. Did you either of you see the premiere?
I did, yeah.
That all came from Christopher Reeve. You know, what some people call Donner's Superman hokey or something. It's hope and kindness, and that's what Superman is. He's better than you know the attitudes and cynicism of today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
And
he definitely was Superman both on the screen and like just in real life.
And when you get down to it, Superman's your friend.
Yeah.
And that's what Christopher Reeve was. And continues to be as he lives on as the Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say as his spirit lives on. I was going to say, well, later on. But
yeah.
But no, the spirit of his Superman, definitely, I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, there's definitely a lot you can say about Christopher Reeve and, the legacy of, that character, like his version of that character. Like it's so influential, like they're even doing a comic series about it now, which I mean, it goes to show how much of an impact he...
I mean, also there's that Superman Secret Origins series.
Mm-hmm.
That was modeled after Christopher Reeve.
Right.
And the Donner films.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that series.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my answer. Christopher Reeve, I think, is the greatest superhero casting ever.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Vet, for that question. That was a really good one. I like that. It was hard to think of one, but I'd say we all pulled it off somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, next question comes from jman_y7. Have you thought of adding a new co-host in the near future? Well,
Ooh.
It's funny you should say that because we are going to be having a new co-host, and we're just we are
Really?
we're going to have that,
Who?
and I'm either going to put a photo of who it is on screen. I'm not going to tell you guys.
Wow.
Or I might
Wow, that's
put
a real
like,
dick move. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
or I
kidding.
might put a audio message if he decides to send it in. But
I mean, I really don't know what to say. Thank you, Marvel DC fan, for allowing me to be a host on the podcast. That's cool. You know, it's an honor that someone would want me to be that, if I'm being honest. But hi, I am Alter Brab. I'll be the new co-host. Yeah, God, I'm stuttering. It sucks, man, but, you know, if you're into the same sort of content that Marvel makes, and you're just into video essays, and, you're semi-interested in music, then, check out my channel, I guess. And yeah, expect me to show up a lot now. And, yeah, thanks for having me on, man. And, yeah.
anyway,
I think
that's
I know who it is.
that's
but I'm
who's
not
joining. Yeah, not much else to say about that. So I'm gonna move on to Alter Brab.
Before anyone gets too suspicious.
So next question comes from Alter Brab, who we all know very well, a friend of ours.
This better not be his original question
No, it's
because
not.
I'm not answering that.
No. Okay, his question is thoughts on white people. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my.
No, no.
No, okay. His question, okay, for real this time. His question is favorite sitcom.
Oh, that's such an easy one.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I'd say this is just more like more from like the last, like this is more early 2000s than anything, but I would either say Two and a Half Men or That 70 Show is, I would consider my
Ooh,
favorite.
Yeah, that
choice.
70
Good
show's a
choice.
really good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good choices.
Swifty, what about you? Favorite sitcom?
Easiest question in the world goes to the King of Queens.
Yes.
Good poll.
Yes.
Good poll. Yeah, it's a good one. AJ.
I have one that I'm not entirely sure if either of you've watched, but
Well, let's see.
Frasier.
A little before my
Oh,
time,
wait,
but yes, I have seen it.
Wait, Frasier. Yeah, hold on, wait. Well, have I seen this show? No, I haven't watched this one. I know
I've
of it.
watched.
I was wondering if I saw it. I haven't.
I've watched the entire show like thousands of times, all the way through,
Yeah.
and it's such a fun. It's a hilarious show, and it's got a lot of heart.
You know what I will say? The all-time worst sitcom. Well, not all-time worst. I can't say, but definitely the most overrated sitcom is Friends. I hate Friends. I'm sorry.
Friends is so overrated.
I don't think it's funny at all. Like people are like, oh, it's so funny. Like, sorry, bro. No,
It's really not.
that's
It's
like
super.
that's as offensive
super
to me
cliched.
as saying. This is offensive to saying Zack Snyder is the greatest thing that happened to Batman. Like,
Or-
it's funny. I love
or
the
that-
character development. Oh, okay.
And then the character development.
It's just fucking Chandler being like, I have a big forehead. All right, man. Let me date you. I'll go out with you, and then we're gonna break up in the last season, and then everybody's gonna go off, and it'll be a sad ending, and then there'll be something happy that happens.
Or maybe I'm gonna almost get married to you and then leave.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
all right.
nice.
Enough roasting. All right, that was me.
Jeez.
My bad. But let's move on.
All right, moving on to Marissa. She asks, "How does everyone feel about WandaVision so far?" So, we're not going to spoil
This is a
anything,
great
just
question.
because the show is over with.
Relatively new.
but I mean, I've been keeping up with it every week, and I've been loving it. This last episode, though, it was just a little weak for me in terms of the others, but still
Weak?
really solid stuff.
But that ending, Marvel.
Yeah, that ending, but it's like that's the only like major thing about the episode. The rest of it was just
I thought it was a lot of fun.
yeah.
All right, well, you're officially not a co-host anymore.
Have you seen it, Swifty?
No, I have not. And guess what? That's
Then how do you
why
get
I'm
to
still a
judge me?
co-host, because I'm not giving my opinion on it. These hot takes. No.
We'll wait till the show's over, and we might do an episode all about the show itself. But
I think it's just a great show. It's a lot of fun. It's completely different from anything the MCU has ever done, and it's literally the opposite of what every MCU hater says about the MCU. So,
yeah. All
which
right.
I'd say is a very good thing because it's good to break from the formula.
Yeah.
Well, I want to watch it really bad because it looks really good, honestly. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I've been working a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I just quit my job. So
You did, yeah.
I didn't hear about that, you fucking asshole. No.
I thought I told you.
I thought I told you. Well, you didn't. No. All right.
Thank you, Marissa, for that question.
Thanks, Marissa.
Next question comes from @It's Wade Wilson.
Good.
He also
Oh,
has
yeah.
a
I love this. I love this guy.
He also has a WandaVision question for us, and he asks, "What is your favorite era from WandaVision so far?" So,
All right, well, I'm fucking out of this question. Obviously,
again, we're not going to spoil anything. We're just going to go.
Maybe just don't listen to it.
I guess I'm just gonna say from aesthetics, like, episode 6 was like really good one for me personally because of nostalgia reasons. But I would also say like episode 1 and 2 were also really like it was really good.
Like the 80s and the 50s were my favorites.
Yeah, the 50s was definitely like top tier.
Yeah, 50 was just really hilarious.
But yeah, 80s was a good one too. But yeah, good stuff all around. For those who haven't seen the show, go watch it. It's great.
Like just stop watching and watch that, and then come back.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Thank you, Wade. This was good. Next question, or next 3 questions come from Cynthia. I want to pronounce that last name, but I'm not going to because I know I'm going to fuck it up. What upcoming...
Did I give you this one?
You did, yeah. Cynthia writes, what upcoming 2021 movie are you most excited about?
That's actually kind of hard because the Batman got pushed to 2022.
It would have been the Batman.
Can I go first?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Spider-Man 3, without a doubt, because I'm very curious to see what the hell they're actually doing.
We finally got a title.
I'm not big on it. Dude, those 3 fake names were just trash. I was gonna like throw up if I saw them on the actual billboard. Phone home slice, and freaking
Home Wrecker.
Home Wrecker. Oh my god, it was so bad.
Oh my god. I laughed so hard at those names. Like
Home Wrecker is the upcoming film where Spider-Man is a late 30s father.
He's getting drunk all the time.
Late 30s divorced father with only one child.
And then he makes a deal with Mephisto at the end.
You know what's funny though? Irogen, like months ago, put out a fake script for Spider-Man Homewrecker.
Oh my god.
As a meme, it was so funny. And it's just funny that we actually saw that one on one of the posts. Because I was like, wow. They were horrible. But what is it again? No Way Home, right? That's the new name.
Yeah, No Way
The
Home.
official name. What the hell? I'm just curious why it's that, because Far From Home makes sense. They're in Europe. Homecoming, it makes sense because it's homecoming dance.
Well,
What the hell?
it's supposed to be a multiverse movie, right?
Well, no, we don't know that. We don't know what the plot is. People are assuming it's a multiverse movie, but we really have no idea.
Honestly, yeah. Like, it's just, we can't really go off the rumors because, like, you know, they're just rumors, um, uh, but yeah, it's quite a mystery, and I hope we get a trailer here pretty soon, just to give us an idea. I said this on my Discord server, and AJ did see this.
I'm sure.
I made a joke which was pretty much like, these titles are basically Sony or Disney fucking with Sony, saying that that they'll never get Spider-Man.
Yeah,
back.
they're basically just bragging at this point.
No Way Home.
Like,
Sony.
like ha 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 ha. They're coming back to their real home, Marvel. Far From Home. Oh no, they're far from you.
Yeah.
Sony.
Yeah.
And then No Way Home. Like,
ain't never getting it.
Not coming back.
Never coming back, baby.
We're gonna buy it up anyway.
I just hope this is the strongest one that we get.
I hope it's a strong one.
I don't know if it will though. I don't know if I have enough faith in John Watts.
I don't have any faith in John Watts.
Far From Home was much better than Homecoming, in my opinion.
I think the first half was pretty bad, but the second half was really good.
Well, I wouldn't even call it bad. I just call it a little like too teenager for me. Like,
well, like the right teenager is like John Hughes, because that's perfection. Yeah. But John Watts' teenager they don't act like teenagers.
John Watts is the downgraded version of John Hughes.
Yes.
No, but so yeah, we got off topic, but that's my most anticipated movie for this year because we really don't know anything about it. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Halloween Kills is also one on my list.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I have a couple.
What would you say is your most anticipated?
I have Mission Impossible 7 is one of them.
Okay.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah.
No Time to Die, if that's good. I'm little skeptical.
Forward to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love the Daniel Craig James Bond movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's really good. I love Skyfall. It's one of my favorite James Bonds.
Casino Royale was great.
Yeah. And the Suicide Squad. I'm really excited for that.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot that was this year. I keep thinking it's next year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Everyone you just said, I'm looking forward to, but I would say that Spider-Man, because it's so out there. That's why.
Did you see and also Spider-Man, obviously. But did you see the article that said Marvel was about to take a new approach with promotionals or whatever for Black Widow?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I still don't understand Black Widow. It's the most retarded shit ever.
I was like, what's wrong with you? Just release it.
Release the fucking movie on Disney Plus and in theaters. It doesn't matter anymore. No, everyone just wants to watch it.
I mean, barely anybody cares anymore. I mean, it's
I don't give a shit about it. I never did.
They should have made a Black Widow movie in Phase 1.
I know.
Like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
It's it's a flashback movie anyway. So it's like,
yeah,
it should have been released a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's like it didn't fit. None of the movies fit if you don't want them to.
Yeah,
so just make it fit.
It's hard to care about this one because we already know what's going to happen to her later on. So
Exactly.
It just feels like they're just writing her off.
Yeah, they just want her to be in just for like a.
They are writing her off. It's just
They're just like, well, we're gonna give you your Black Widow movie, and you just do it and fuck off. Like that's basically what it was.
And you know who she should have gotten a movie before? Stupid Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. I don't even know why the hell that movie came out when it did.
That was an absolutely abysmal movie. The only saving grace of it was Samuel L. Jackson. The only thing I liked.
He saves everything.
Yeah, I mean, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't like Captain Marvel either.
Yeah. But getting back on topic for my movies that I'm excited about, and this is more like coming out like right away, but I would say either because we know exactly when they're going to come out, I would say Mortal Kombat or Godzilla versus Kong is probably
Godzilla vs. Kong was freaking incredible.
Did you see the Mortal Kombat trailer? Like, oh man,
I did.
I loved it. I loved it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was weary. It looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero looks awesome. Dude, that part where the bullets from the shotgun are like freezing in air, that was so awesome.
When he turns the blood to ice, it's just like that is totally a Mortal Kombat move, like right there.
I think that the trailer's promising enough to where I'm excited for the movie now.
Yeah.
Like originally, I wasn't really that excited because I was like, oh, it's probably just gonna be like a really bad adaptation, like most video game movies are.
Yeah.
But this actually looks good. It looks like they're going in like a movie-ish direction rather than stealing from the video games.
Yeah.
I want to see video game elements though, but I just don't want them to ruin the movie with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the longest time, like I didn't know what to make of it, and it got even worse when they showed the stills from like Hollywood Entertainment or something. But this trailer, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Okay, next question from Cynthia. If you could be any superhero, who would you be? I would say either Batman or Spider-Man. It's just who doesn't want to be those ones? So I know it's kind of
really the perfect answer.
Yeah, I know it's kind of like bandwagonish because I know a lot of other people would say the same thing, but fuck them. That's my answer. Swifty, who are you going with?
Batman all the way.
All right.
100%.
AJ, who would you go with?
I have
Green Arrow. No, I'm just kidding. But specifically Arrowverse Green Arrow.
I would have said Batman and Spider-Man, but to be different, I'm gonna say Green Arrow.
Okay.
From the Arrowverse, Stephen Amell.
Steve, specifically the Arrowverse.
Yes.
Awesome.
Because that would be awesome. Besides the amount of the loved ones that are murdered, so both of you will probably be murdered in the future.
Okay. All right. Last question from Cynthia. Would you rather live in the Star Wars universe or the Star Trek universe?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, okay. AJ?
Star Trek, because one, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. Also, I wanna command a starship like the USS Enterprise.
Okay.
3, I want to manhandle aliens like William Shatner.
Wow. What a
Four, a lot less war than in the Star Wars universe. 5, it's Star Trek.
Yeah.
All right. Look, man, I gotta respond to this one.
Okay.
You said a lot less war, bro. We're literally living in Star Wars on Earth. This is basically what's happening. And Star Wars is literally Earth's problems in space. That's literally what it is. So it would be nothing to get used to because we were like, oh yeah, heard this one before. Oh yeah, this was back in 2021. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was in another galaxy far, far away.
But in Star Trek, you get to seek out new life.
Okay, well, guess what? In Star Wars, I can become a Jedi and cut off a Sith's head if I want. No, but like I could like forever change the course of the universe, and then I can get a movie made about me by George Lucas.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I could go through a wormhole to the Star Wars universe and then stun your ass.
stun me. Wow. You know what? I'd use the Force and just push you right back through your little wormhole.
You know
device.
what? I'm going to go with the best answer that
Yes,
pretty much
let's hear it.
trumps both of you, and this is the only right one.
I think
Indiana
you're gonna
Jones.
say neither.
I was
Yes.
Indiana Jones.
You know, my theory is still that Han Solo went back in time and became Indiana Jones. So
In an alternate
Actually,
timeline.
He wouldn't have gone back in time because Star Wars takes place in a galaxy a long time ago, far, far away.
okay, he went to the future.
Yeah,
All right.
That's what I thought, bitch.
All right, let's move on.
You wanna go? You wanna go?
Wait. Marvel, what's your actual one? What's your which one would you rather be in?
Star Wars.
That is his answer.
Star Wars?
Wow.
Star Wars, yeah.
Star Wars.
Okay,
You sell out.
moving on.
You sell out.
So,
You sell
okay, this question comes from Chad Brown. And
What a generic name. How you doing, Chad?
What a
Hi,
Chad.
Chad.
What a Chad.
Why is Matt Smith a better doctor than David Tennant?
Oh, no.
Well, we know who this question is for, and
I'm literally the only person in this podcast that can answer this question.
well, I can't answer it, so
I can answer it.
So why don't you answer it in a timely manner, because we have a lot of questions to go through.
Answer: he isn't. David Tennant's better, and
Let's go.
series 7 it's a bit mid. So yeah, and he was
Taking shots?
and Matt Smith was best in series 5, but he became more distorted as time went on. And David Tennant's awesome.
What?
So
What?
I win.
Wow. Okay, let's do it. Let's move on.
Thanks, Chad. I appreciate it.
You're such a Chad.
Okay, so this next question is actually from my dad. He sent me a question. My dad, yeah.
I'm looking forward.
He sent
I
me
love your
this on Messenger, and he asked me, "Is Doctor Strange really a superhero, or is he just a talented magician?" Now, okay, I was talking to him about this, and I think this could be an episode all of itself.
Yes.
That would be okay. Well, how about this? Let's each give our opinion, but just the answer, no explanation, and then we should make an episode about it, like fully diving in for like an hour.
Yeah, I already have a name for it. I got like everything planned out for that I want to talk about. So I'm gonna start off.
I already know that your dad is totally the new co-host.
So my answer to this is kinda. Swifty,
Yeah.
what's your pick? What do you think?
I think I'm around the same boat. Like, maybe he's a little bit of both. Like, I'm not gonna go in depth, obviously, but I think he's kind of a superhero.
Yeah.
I guess he's more of a magician.
Yeah.
I think the true and only answer is that he's a super wizard.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way. Okay.
He's a super wizard.
So, okay.
So we're basically all in the same ballpark, guys.
You are super
There's
wizard.
gonna be like no debate to this episode.
So
it's just gonna be us like defending this argument.
Well, I just picked it out for the question, but what I was thinking for the episode is because, there are these other superheroes that I thought of that kind of like fall into this category, like, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Iron Fist, Are they really a superhero?
Also, people say that Batman isn't a superhero.
Yeah.
All right, well that's just fucking.
But yeah, this is definitely a topic for another day, and
yeah.
Thank you, Dad. This was a good one.
Thank you, Marvel's Dad. You're forever.
Dad, you're a Chad.
Okay, moving on from Robert Affleck.
Oh shit.
Is he Ben's dad? Is he Ben's dad?
I don't know, but his question is, who are some YouTubers you would love to have on as guests for the podcast?
Myself from the future.
Okay, so basically non-existent because you're gonna die. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, brother.
What would you say?
My films are only gonna elevate my fame.
What would you say, Swifty? Who would you love to have on the podcast as a guest?
one person or multiple?
You know,
Make a list.
yeah, like multiple, like top three. Let's say top three. Who would you want?
Okay, all right, fair enough. Evan Falarka,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Iro Jen,
Okay.
and Lance 210. No, I'm just kidding. um, God, probably. Oh, Watchtower Database, without a doubt.
Yes.
That's a
We
good
need
one.
Maddie.
Oh yeah.
Maddie.
Hell, all of them. We'll
Yeah.
bring them all on.
Yeah.
As for me, I don't want to get. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people. Godzilla Mendoza, like,
Yes. That
uh,
would be great.
Watchtower Database. You know, High Top Films, Diego Rivera.
God.
You know, those kind of people.
High Top would be awesome to have on.
I asked some people if they wanted to be on. I've gotten some responses, which I won't say for now. You know, I got some yeses and I got some nos, and some maybes here and there. Just as a little bit of a tease, we may or may not be doing a special episode with one of these guests. I won't spoil
How
who it
soon
is.
are we talking?
We'll see how soon. I gotta. Well, we just gotta record the video, and I gotta.
We'll
edit
save
it.
this for the post talk.
Oh yeah. But yeah.
Can I say mine?
Um,
No.
yes, but don't spoil who the
What?
guest is. Well,
Wait, he knows? Oh,
Well,
wow, I'm out
just-
of the loop.
just
No, I'm just.
Okay.
God.
say your picks.
Okay, so one, Irigen, obviously.
Okay,
I'd love to have Nerd Sync on. You know, Scott, Nice Wonder.
that's a good pick. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Slick Moth would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watchtower Database, obviously. I mean, there's a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some definitely good ones that we all can agree on that we would love to have on.
Yeah.
But thanks, Robert, for the question.
Yeah, I love you, Robert. You're a Chad.
Okay, next one from Twitter at Smething Central. Sorry if I butchered that name, but
I think it's something central.
what's your favorite scene from your favorite movie?
That's a phenomenal question.
I'm gonna say
He's a phenomenal person.
I'm gonna say Into the Spider-Verse. What's Up, Danger? Enough said.
Yes.
AJ, what's your favorite scene?
I have a completely different answer.
Okay.
Because you both of you better know what my favorite movie is.
I know what it is.
I'm
So,
gonna
my
say I know
favorite-
what it is. That's fine. All right. What's the
Because I
scene?
talk about it like 10 times a day.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kevin
so
Costner, cough, cough.
Marvel probably doesn't know. Marvel probably doesn't know like anything about this movie. But in the Untouchables, when Malone dies,
Oh God, that's a heart wrenching scene.
yeah, I mean, I literally cry every time, and it's just an amazing movie. Plus, I mean, Sean Connery.
Just plus Sean Connery, just Sean Connery.
That's it.
I mean-
that's it.
I mean, that beats out pretty much any scene in any movie because it had Sean Connery.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
boom.
Swifty, did you say yours yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. What's your favorite scene from your favorite movie?
My favorite scene from my favorite movie is going to be from Taxi Driver, 1976, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring
good one.
Robert De Niro.
It's a good one.
And I would say my favorite scene from that movie is either the scene with Martin Scorsese, where he's in the taxi with Robert De Niro talking about how he's going to kill someone, in very derogatory language, by the way.
Okay.
I recommend you watching it
Yeah.
alone and like not with your parents.
Yeah.
and I also would say there's a great scene where Robert De Niro's in a diner with Peter Boyle, who is another great actor.
Yeah.
he's in a diner in New York, probably like late at night, and it's just this trippy scene where the camera just zooms in to Robert De Niro's glass of water, and he put like an Alka-Seltzer in there or something, and it's just showing that like the little things that set off the mind that you focus on that have nothing to do with reality.
Yeah.
And he's just focusing on this one thing in the camera. It's just it's so great. I don't know, maybe the selling your little pussy scene is great. that that doesn't sound right, but
Yeah.
that's a great scene where he's talking to Jodie Foster, who's a prostitute, and saying, you're selling your little pussy for nothing, man, to these like creeps, to these, these pimps. So that was a great scene too. The whole movie though is really one scene. It's so incredible.
Yeah,
But,
I love
fine.
I love that movie, and I recommend anybody to watch it at some point in their lives.
100%.
So thank you for the question, and we'll move on to Bobby.
Oh, I was going to say the next question is Jodie Foster.
All right, next two questions are from Bobby Tingle. The first one he asks is, "What do you like? What do you like about the DCEU, and what do you think could have been done to make it better?" Okay. Now this is this is pretty much what I have planned for like a future episode where we talk about the DCEU, but I guess we'll just kind of, get into it a little bit, and out of things that I liked about, the DCEU, some castings were on point. Also some costumes were really like spectacular. Got a shout out to Ben Affleck's Batman. I think one of the things that really kills it for me is just kind of like the overall, the storylines,
Voluminous.
the stories within each movie, and the attempts to try and connect everything together. Like it's just,
I I definitely think I don't know what that sound was, but
I don't know.
I definitely think that all of that stupid connectivity stuff just like thrown in there, that was definitely from WB.
Mm, like they,
Well, the MCU did it masterfully, and they really should have learned from it.
Well, yeah, they actually did it well, but that was just trying to copy it, which
well,
didn't work.
well, the thing about DC is like they were not only were they jumping on the MCU bandwagon, but also they were trying to rush everything. Um,
Yep.
like
Like they
literally,
went to Justice League within like 4 movies. I have an issue with that.
I
they
mean,
did Man of Steel, which I'd say is an okay film, and they laid
Yeah.
the groundwork for everything, and then the next movie is Batman versus Superman,
they didn't even set up Batman.
Weird segue.
which is not only a Superman sequel, but is also a Batman movie, a Dark Knight Returns adaptation.
It's also a Justice League prequel.
Yeah, Justice League prequel, Death of Superman is also like it's just a mess of a movie that's trying to do way too much.
And
Within
don't forget Martha.
Yeah, but dude, that literally. I mean, let's save it for another video. But a quick thing is that they should have literally had. It should have been Man of Steel, and then if they really wanted to, they should have put an Affleck Batman movie. They should have
Yeah.
came out with the Batman movie first.
yeah,
So yeah, that was a big mistake. Because like BVS is kind of like it's not even. I don't know what the hell movie it is. Like, is it a Superman sequel or is it a Batman movie or is it like a half and half? Like, what the hell is it?
go ask Zack Snyder because he knows and we don't. Like,
Zack Snyder, knowing him, he probably doesn't even know.
oh my god.
He's probably just like, oh, I don't know. I just kind of put it out.
I mean, it's to me, it's basically like a Frankenstein movie.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of ideas, there.
That could have been done in each like
in multiple movies.
yeah. They could like each of these things you could have made into its own movie and it would have been
like
a better result.
you could have done Man of Steel, then a Batman movie, and a Superman sequel, then that Wonder Woman movie, then maybe a Batman versus Superman movie, and then Justice. That's how I do it. Well, like I'd rather there be like an Aquaman movie, and maybe a cyborg movie in there too.
I feel like
But yeah,
Cyborg was like the best you could have done with Cyborg, especially for this version, was have him as pretty much like the main character of Justice League. Cause
yeah, but that didn't really happen
yeah, no,
because that movie's hot garbage.
yeah. Wait for the Snyder cut next month.
Mhm.
God, that's gonna be such a train wreck. But
3 more weeks.
okay. Bobby has another question for us, which is: should Ryan Reynolds be given full control to redo any superhero film which is done badly? I'm
Yes,
only gonna
No.
say not
I, I,
not every single one, but like at least the
I
ones
think
that
it'd be
he was
funny.
in.
He would.
I wouldn't want it for the sole reason of thinking it'd be good, but I think it would be hilarious
Well, yeah. But
because he just
sometimes Ryan Reynolds isn't funny to me, just because his comedy gets a little bit too like the same.
Yeah,
But in the Deadpool stuff, it's really funny.
yeah,
yeah.
But like if you think about it, technically with Deadpool, he kind of did redo his mess up of from X-Men Origins. I
yeah,
mean, it wasn't a
Yeah.
redo of the movie, but it was a redo of the character, and he made it
I
right.
mean,
I would say.
he also killed Ryan Reynolds when he was reading the Green Lantern script.
yeah,
Um, I think it would be funny if they did it like Mystery Science Theater style. Like Deadpool just watches old Marvel movies
hmm
or bad Marvel movies and just comments about how bad it is.
yeah.
Like that would be something I'd watch.
Disney, get on that.
Yes, that should be a new Disney Plus show.
The recreations of Ryan Reynolds.
Mystery
Yes,
Deadpool theater.
Yeah.
yes, do it. I will write it.
Um, yeah, I don't think we have really much else to say on this. So thanks,
Yeah,
Bobby, for the questions.
yeah,
Um,
Bobby Hill.
yeah, Bobby is okay. um, okay, moving on to Ava Addy, who asked, "What made you want to start a YouTube channel?" I'm gonna let these guys go first because
Swifty, you can go first.
Um, I'd say it was because I have had many channels in the past. My Swifty channel was started because I loved Batman
mhm,
specifically
yeah,
because I love Batman. And once guys like Slickmoff and Salvage, I would say, kind of like moved me into the direction of not just being just about Batman, but also being about Spider-Man and Injustice and all the other superheroes from the DC universe and the Marvel universe. Didn't
mhm,
matter. It was just a superhero channel. Um, and then when Irogen started getting, I've been watching Irogen since he was a lot smaller channel, and when I started watching him, it gave me the idea to, well, maybe I should be more articulate with my words and not just kind of like spew everything out, because I think Irogen is one of the most fluent, like most scripted speakers
mhm,
in the superhero community, but I like that about him because it gets to the point, and he also can be interesting. That's just I like it the way he talks.
mhm,
Um, but then there's so many different layers to superhero YouTubing, and how to be fun but also give good information. So,
yeah,
and I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but I'm always learning, and I'm not afraid to put my videos out there because whatever feedback I get, as long as it's not illogical feedback,
yeah,
is great for me. So yeah, I started this YouTube channel because I love Batman, but I started YouTube generally just because I love playing video games. Really, that's why I started it. I played GTA 4 and 5 and all that stuff, and would post it on YouTube. And I think one of my very first videos actually on any channel was a Batman Arkham Knight walkthrough. So
yeah.
all came from video games.
Mhm. What about you, Ultra?
So basically, uh, during my middle school and high school years, I've never been really good at school or sports, whatever.
Really? Sorry.
You don't say.
Anyway.
But I've always been good at crafting stories, and I've always loved pop culture, movies, TV, video games. So YouTube was the first way for me to express myself before I discovered screenwriting.
Mhm.
And I just love talking about what I love.
Yeah.
That's basically it for me. And I'm obviously not very good at it, but it's fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. When it comes to the first channel I did, that was more, when it started out, it was more just kind of like a hobby sort of thing. Like it was the end of a school year. It was the summertime. I knew that I was going to have a lot of free time on my hands. So I figured, why not just do a YouTube channel just for the hell of it? And, it kind of, as the years went on, it turned into a commitment. And with this new channel especially, I went into it with the first video I ever put out for it, which was basically that, I did Let's Plays for like pretty near 5 years at that point, and I just wanted to do something a little different. So now I'm doing reviews and, reviewing the Arkham games, and, I have a bunch of other reviews I have in mind, later on down the line. Not just for video games, but also just for like movies and TV and maybe comic books. We'll see at some point. But yeah, it was just kind of that general thing where, it was all about wanting to, change it up, spice things up a little bit. And, there you go. We got the review channel. So, okay, Ava has another question for us, which is, can you give advice to those who want to start YouTube? My only real advice to those who want to, do YouTube is, think about how committed you want to be to this. And also, when you're doing content, just keep going, do the videos you want to do, and everything is going to work out in time. So, what about you guys? Do you have any advice to partake?
AJ, you can go first.
Like I say, focus on the things you love most, and don't let any negativity from others, turn you down from what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like when I first started out, it did not go well. And from certain point of views, it's still not going well. But
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy talking about what I love, pop culture, video games, superheroes, comic books, movies, TV. I love doing that, and it doesn't matter how many likes or how many views or how many comments or whatever. It just matters if you have fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same with any creative profession. Just do what you love.
Yeah. Swifty, do you have anything to partake to this question?
So I would say, from my view, real talk, do what you love. That's all that matters. If you're making videos about something you love, it doesn't matter what it's about. It could be cooking, it could be the news, it could be music or clothing. It doesn't matter. But do what you love. If you're talking about comic stuff, do it on comics. But my recommendation for any YouTuber is promote the hell out of your channel. Do everything you can to let people see it, because if you don't let people see it, they're not going to see your video. If YouTube is a thing that you want to pursue, as like you really want to be big on YouTube. I mean, my goal is not to be big on YouTube. My goal is to be known semi well in the comic community. That's it. That's my goal. I don't want to be like a famous YouTuber or make a career out of it,
Yeah.
But I love making YouTube videos for the comic community. I think despite the people who are jerks in the comic community, because they're uptight and everybody is a jerk in every community.
Yeah.
Because someone agrees with something and the other person doesn't. But a lot of the comic community are really warm and nice people, and they're always nice to me. Um, Especially the YouTubers. I mean, I've never had a bad experience with them. I met Marvel because of we're both fans of superheroes and comic books.
Yeah.
And I also met Ultra, not really because of that actually, but I think we've told the story before. Um, yeah, I would say the number one thing for anything, if you're trying to do something, is promote it to everyone. Say, post it on Twitter constantly, post it on whatever you're on, Facebook, Instagram. Just like, hey, check out my new video, and really like sell yourself. Don't be like over the top, but like, hey, if this is something you'd enjoy, feel free to check out the video. And if you really like the video and some of my other content, consider subscribing. I never like to shove subscription down my viewers' throats,
Yeah.
because then it makes you unlikable. But if you say it once at the end, that's it. That's all it takes. Because then somebody's gonna be like, I really like that video. I'm gonna give this guy a shot. So, just do what you love and also promote it. And not much. I just want to comment again for like 10 seconds. Make sure that you know what you're talking about. Because on YouTube, so many people make videos and they can sense bullshit nowadays because there's so many videos out. So just make sure that you know what you're talking about. So yeah.
Yeah, that's I'd say that's pretty good advice right there. Thank you, Ava, for both questions. These were
those are really good questions.
Yeah. All right, moving on to at Capaldi Doc on Twitter. Probably fuck that name up too, but I don't care. But anyway, why do you think the Thinker will be the best character in the Suicide Squad?
Can I take this question?
Yeah, I don't think either of us have to answer because it's really meant for Ultra.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so there are multiple reasons, and it's because the Thinker is played by Peter Capaldi, and the Thinker is played by Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
And the Thinker is played by Peter.
Yep.
Pretty.
Yeah.
and that goes on for infinity because Peter Capaldi is a brilliant actor, especially if you watched the thick of it, or if you watched Doctor Who.
I think yeah, he could definitely be a standout for when the movie comes out.
He's a brilliant actor, and I love the character of the Thinker, and I think he's gonna make it his own.
Yeah, for sure.
And we better get an HBO Max show around Peter Capaldi's Thinker, or I will burn Warner Bros. To the ground.
We already have one with John Cena.
I don't care about John Cena.
Wait, do we really?
Yeah, he's getting a spin-off series with.
I want a Thinker. I want a Thinker spin-off series, guys. That's all I want.
I don't think anyone but Peter Capaldi fans want a Thinker series. I'm just saying. I would think it was cool, but I'm just saying.
I'm not just a Peter Capaldi fan. I'm a Thinker fan.
You know what I would rather have? I would rather have Peter Capaldi's Thinker in the Flash TV show. With that kind
that'd be awesome.
Rather than the Thinker that we got in that show. Which, anyway, thank you for the question, Capaldi Doc, and we'll be sure to talk about the Thinker whenever we talk about the Suicide Squad film.
Yes, the best character in the movie.
Okay, moving on to Jay Martin. His question is, why are DC fanboys such leeches with unrealistic expectations?
Is that what they really said?
Yeah, this is an actual question that Jay asked and Ultra sent me.
Can I answer it?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Why are Marvel fanboys such leeches to saying everything that Marvel ever does is perfection and is the basis of all comic movies? I rest my case. I'm muting my mic.
You're right. I am perfection.
I think all fandoms have terrible people.
Yeah.
I mean, this is every fandom has those people that you just want to punch in the throat. Like Marvel has them, DC has them, Star Wars, Star Trek, Spider-Man specifically.
Oh God, fucking
They're
Spider-Man.
they're full of them. Like Superman too. Like the whole thing with Superman and Lois, and everybody was saying, "Oh, Tyler Hoechlin's Superman, good." So that means he's better than Henry Cavill. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like these days, there's pretty much something for everyone. So just chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out, guys. Like, I mean, I feel like being a nerd used to not be popular at all, but now that it is, they've gotten some self entitlement so they can be jerks.
Yeah.
And leeches, as he said. So being a nerd used to not be cool. So don't act like you have some sort of entitlement to be a jerk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just chill out. Be nice to people, and not all Marvel movies are great. There are a lot of good Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I love a lot of Marvel movies. I love a lot of DC movies.
Yeah.
So shut up. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Just like stop being that.
Yeah.
And like, I don't. That's a toxic question because it's like not all. It's like all sides are hungry for something.
I was just gonna say, like, to answer the question, like that's pretty much like a fanboy in general. Like, not even like DC. This is like for every fucking fandom, like DC,
it's a
Marvel.
pretty biased question too.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because they're like not a DC fan. I mean, they might like some DC, but usually people who ask that question is Marvel fans. And the same goes with DC fans. It's like they'll ask that shit to Marvel fans, and it's like, can you guys just find common ground for a second and just like, we all like superheroes.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen within the boundaries of the internet. Like,
can't you acknowledge what a great time we're in right now? We have a Spider-Man movie coming up that is supposed to have 2 of the previous Spider-Man.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And we have the Doctor Strange movie directed by the guy who made 2 amazing Spider-Man movies.
And Evil Dead and Darkman and
I mean,
made some great movies.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi is a legend, and we got the Batman coming up. That looks like it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of awesome things coming up. So just love what you love, and don't bash something because you don't love it.
Right, exactly.
So just chill out.
Yeah.
You can have your opinion, but don't like say like, "Oh, well, that's shit," because
you're entitled to one.
You
You're entitled to one thing in this life: opinion. You're not entitled to be a jerk.
Yeah.
That's why there's civil discourse.
Yeah, which we don't have.
Talk about it and not be like, "Why does everyone
we
have to
never
be
do that.
crybaby?" Like that's a terrible way to say it. Like, how about just like be like, he could have said it more articulately. You know?
Yeah, he didn't really say articulately at all.
Thanks, Jay.
But you know what? Yeah, Jay. You know what? I thank you for the question because you know what?
Yeah,
you're expressing your opinion. I don't agree with the way you expressed it, but you know, I respect your opinion.
Yeah.
I agree with it on a macro level. That can be expressed about every fandom right now.
Yeah.
In certain ways, it's not, but generalizing an entire fandom isn't really fair or factual in any sense.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Jay, for the question, and let's move on because we got shit to do. But anyway, next from Martel Joker on Twitter. If you could have Snyder direct either a T-Mentee or Thundercats movie, what would you choose?
Can I go? Can I start this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. There is an obvious answer to this question.
Yeah.
T-Mentee, because if you've read,
I'm out.
If you've read the original comics, the original T-Mentee comics, they're pretty dark.
Yeah, they are actually. I agree with
they're
that. They
they're
are.
pretty dark. So that goes with Snyder's skill set. I mean, he could also do The Last Ronin, which is a current T-Mentee run right now. But either way, I think he could do something good with this if
Yeah.
if he does it right. So that's why I choose TMNT.
Swifty, what would you say out of the two?
TMNT is obviously the more obvious thing that I would say, but
Oh wow.
I think it would be cool if he directed the other one. I think it would still be cool.
You know what?
Because
I would
it'd
say
be totally
Thundercats too.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, it would just be, like, totally not expected.
Yeah.
Thundercats was not something I thought of when thinking of Snyder.
No.
Well, me neither. That's why I think it would be interesting.
Yeah.
I think it would be. I think the TMNT would work for Zack Snyder, but I think it would be interesting to see something that really doesn't work for Zack Snyder and see how he would make it his own.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would say Thundercats. Not because I'm expecting him to do anything good with it, but I just want to see the result of it. All right, let's move on because we got a couple questions left, and like we gotta wrap this up. So anyway, from Melodite63, he has two questions. What actor do you think messed up the most with the Batman character, and
Oh boy.
where do you see the future of the Venom franchise going forward? So to answer your first question, I'm gonna say, I guess the obvious. Yeah, I was gonna say George Clooney. That's probably the obvious answer. But for your second one, I think like because the first movie did so good, and the Morbius trailer kind of told us that this outside Sonyverse is pretty much associated with the MCU. I'm guaranteed, like I'm confident that they're probably gonna do like a Venom Spider-Man crossover like in the future.
Yeah, I think they're building the
Watch
Sinister.
him be in Spider-Man 3. That'd be sick.
As if that movie wasn't a clusterfuck already.
At least it looks like they're building the Sinister Six in some cohesive way, and actually, not putting it all in one movie. But you never know.
It's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
So, Swifty, did you say what your actor was?
No. I would say the obvious is George Clooney, obviously, but
Okay.
I would say an actor that actually did a good job, and is like iconic, but also fucked it up a little bit is Michael Keaton. Not because of him, but because of the way he was written.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
so it wasn't not Michael. I guess it doesn't really pertain because it's not Michael Keaton. It's not the actor. So yeah, George Clooney.
He played it tremendously well, but the actual script is actually really good Batman wise, but Tim Burton happened.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude has never read a comic book.
No.
And we all know that. But he supposedly read The Killing Joke.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah. So is there anything else left to say for these two questions?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Thanks, Meldite, for both of them. Okay, so this next one is actually from Iron Ninja himself. He sent me this one on Twitter, and his question reads, "Fuck you guys! Please stop asking me for a question, you assholes."
I fully believe that's his question.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the awkward silence means that it actually was his question.
Yeah.
Actually, no. To be honest, I made that question up and I ran it by him. And he was like, you put it in the episode anyway. So thank you, Iron Ninja. Okay. Last official question comes from Jason Kruger 137. Wow, these names. What are the plans for the podcast
Is he
going
really-
forward?
I think that's more your thing, Marvel.
Are there?
I mean, obviously we can comment on it, but
Well,
Another plan.
well, firstly, like we mentioned earlier, we have a co-host coming on,
Which we don't know about.
which these two don't know about, but they will find out when the episode goes live.
you're a fucking bastard. I want to.
I'm kidding. I'll tell you guys after.
It's funny how he didn't consult us whatsoever.
Another thing is that for next week, I kind of want to take a break just for next week, maybe the week after, because we did 25 episodes in a row for like various weekends.
Technically, we do, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, have a video for next week.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see.
Oh no, I never.
We'll see. Another thing is that because this podcast, I feel like for my channel, because this is pretty much the only thing I upload every week, and I kind of want to break away from that a little bit, so I decided that for the podcast, it deserves its own channel. So the Speaking Nerd podcast channel is live. It is up. And all the videos from the last few months will be up there, and that is where the new episodes will be going forward. Honestly, I was just like, before that it was my Twitch archive channel, but since I don't stream on Twitch anymore, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do with this? And I figured now would be the time to kind of move everything to this new channel, and kind of just keep going better than ever. We have tons of topics for future episodes. We'll be doing news, and also maybe like a special guest every once in a while. But yeah, that's basically the short of it. So we have a lot of stuff happening in the future, and I can't wait to see where the podcast does move to. With all of you people watching, and with our co-host in particular also. I've enjoyed this ride so far. I've enjoyed this ride so far. I'm having a blast, and I'm glad that I'm not doing this. Crazy. I'm glad that I'm not doing this by myself. So I want to thank these guys for joining along and making this podcast as entertaining as it is. So, but yeah, this is the end of the.
I didn't know it was entertaining. I thought it was pretty dramatic.
What, you don't like it? All right. That's the end of the episode. Thank you to everybody who submitted a question. I want to thank these guys for being with me through 25 episodes, which goddamn, I didn't think we were going to get to, honestly, but
I didn't think we were going to get past one.
Yeah. But somehow we did, and yeah. But you can follow these guys on their own channels. Link is in the description. And then they got their stuff going on. I got my stuff. You already know what it is, and yeah.
And hit that like button. Subscribe to this brand new channel.
Yep. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. All that fun stuff. We'll see you guys later on with an episode or something, whatever the case is.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thank you to everybody, and take care of yourselves.